Do you have a wife?
No.
Children?
Not married, no children.
Not married, no children. So basically that means you can die then. Why did you go to war?
Well, mainly because of the money. But they took notice of me.
What do you mean by that?
They got info from the police. When I used to drink, they locked me up for a day.
Let's try this number. Continue. You used to drink, they locked you up for a day.
They locked me up for a day, and the next day, when they brought me to the police chief, the military commissar was already there. Well, they say either prison or a contract.
What did you do?
I don't know, they told me there that we stole a car plus theft.
Could you steal a car?
No, I don't even have a license.
So it turns out you were simply fooled.
Probably so. Half of our Karelians are taken from the police.
What are the half of Karelians?
Karelia.
Karelia.
Yes, they have their own laws. They seem to be the same as Russian ones, but still.
Oh, that will be interesting. Tell me about the laws. In 1985, you say that your father died when you were 6 years old.
Yes, he died of a stroke, something related to that with
I see.
blood pressure.
Do you voluntarily consent to the recording and publication of this conversation?
Yes, sure.
Mother?
Mom died of lung cancer.
When?
This was in 2011, so I was 28.
It doesn't matter. 10 years ago?
Yes.
Why are you from an orphanage?
When my father died, my mother became addicted to alcohol and started drinking. She was deprived of parental rights, and we were all taken to an orphanage.
Who are you talking about? How many of you?
Me and 3 sisters.
Blood related?
Yes. That's all.
3 sisters. How old are your sisters?
My eldest sister is 48, and I don't remember exactly how old my middle sister is because we haven't been in touch since the orphanage, and we don't even know where she is.
Why that's so?
Once she left the orphanage, that was it. She cut off contact with us, doesn't call, doesn't write, so...
Did you get along with her in the orphanage?
We did get along well in the orphanage.
Why did she do
Great.
this?
She was angry at her mother for sending her to an orphanage.
How long did you stay in the orphanage?
Up to 9th grade, I finished 9 grades and that's it.
Have you been to prison?
Yes, I served my sentence.
No, when you were in the orphanage.
No, I haven't.
You haven't. Your older sister is 48, so how old are you?
I'm 38.
38. And 2 more younger sisters.
No, the middle one is Tatiana, and
How
the
old is she?
youngest is 36 years old.
Where is she now?
She lives in Sartavala and works at the post office.
What is Sartavala?
This is a city in the Republic of Karelia.
Where does the eldest one work?
The eldest lives somewhere in Petrozavodsk and works there.
Does she have a husband?
Yes.
And the youngest one?
The youngest has no children and no husband. The youngest also followed in mother's footsteps.
Drinks?
She drinks. She gets some money, but she drinks it away and only calls when she's drunk. She will never call when she's sober.
Land of opportunities. So, did you finish 9 grades at the orphanage?
Yes.
What happened next?
I finished 9th grade and came back to my homeland. Doesn't matter. I was raised in an orphanage in the city of Olonets. Came to Pryaja and entered the 10th 11th grade. Studied there in the village of Pryaja in the 10-11 grades.
Where did you live?
And my sister's in Svetozoreva. We had an apartment assigned there, fully furnished.
I see. What happened after school?
After school, I wanted to become a cook, but I didn't get accepted because my scores weren't high enough.
Why a cook?
Because I like to cook.
Or it's...
Also, my mom is a pastry chef. She spent her entire life working in Sartavala as a baker and cook. You could say that I'm following in her footsteps.
In her footsteps. Were there problems with food in the orphanage?
At that time, in the 90s, there was always a problem.
It seems to me that your desire to become a cook was connected to the fact that you were malnourished as a child.
Well, yes. Most likely because until 1993 or 94, we lived on practically nothing but barley.
And if you are a cook, do you always eat something in the kitchen?
Yes, there is
Experience.
access to goods.
Okay, so you didn't become a cook. What did you do?
I went to work. We had a state farm there, a cow shed. I went to the cow shed to work as a feeder. I feed the cows and clean up the feed through after them. I worked in the cow shed.
How long did you work there?
I worked there about 6 months. Then I was transferred to the stockers.
Is this a better job?
Yes, it pays better.
How long did you work as a stoker?
I worked on the same state farm for about 3 months.
Then?
Then I quit. I escaped the whole summer and drunk. I was young. I wasn't even 21 yet. Then I got a job when I was already 21, 22. I got a job in my village of Svetozera, working in the boiler room. That is, I work as a fireman. I was responsible for heating the village. Coal was delivered to us.
How was your situation with alcohol?
At first I didn't drink. Until I was 25 I drank a little beer, but I never drank for a long time. I started drinking when I started working in the boiler room officially. We'd get drunk right there in the boiler room.
Why?
All the stokers there drink. So
Everyone drinks and I will too.
yes.
I understand you live there.
No, we didn't live in the boiler room. We worked in shifts, worked as 2 people per shift, not counting if during the day. Then during the day, eight people work. These are mechanics, drivers,
And
welders.
everyone drinks.
No, not everyone. Mostly only stokers and plumbers drunk.
Why did they drink?
Well, a plumber is always drunk.
The working day ends and that's
Yes,
it.
the workday ends. He earned a little money somewhere, went and spent it on a bottle. That's all.
Got it. So how long did you live in that kind of routine?
Well, I worked in a boiler room for 6 years before committing a crime.
What was the crime?
Well, I committed Article 111, Part 4, grievous bodily harm while drunk.
Did you do this while you were a stoker?
No, I've already been fired because of drinking. I haven't worked for about 2 weeks. So I...
Tell me what it was. Who, why, who, under what circumstances, why?
Well, I started drinking with a neighbor. With a friend. I have a neighbor. And together with him we drank and went to different places. If we ran out, we went somewhere to some house where we could drink some more. So we looked where we could get drunk. A crowd of 5-6 people we would gather at and start drinking and sorting things out. And during such a conversation, with swearing, with complaints, this squattable of words begins.
Drunken brawl.
Yes.
And who did you beat?
Drunken brawl. There was... The man who was sitting with us was drinking, and he said something to my friend. My friend hit him, and then it all started. A scuffle broke out, and we got carried away.
Died.
Yes, we beat him.
Died in the hospital.
Left him at home, yes. No, he died at home, well, not at his home, but where we were sitting and drinking. That is, he died there. If we had called an ambulance, maybe we could have saved him.
Why not the 105th then?
Serious bodily injuries, he just didn't die right away.
Yeah, right, I get it. How many years did they give you?
11 years.
How many of you out of all those who were there were imprisoned?
Only I was.
Why only you?
Well, so they wouldn't charge it as a group offense because the sentence would have been
Yeah.
longer.
Did you come to this conclusion yourself, or did the investigator
No.
tell you?
I was caught in a stolen car. I have a friend who loves to steal cars.
In short, you were drinking, you drank, you got
Yeah.
into a fight, and then
Yeah.
two of you left.
We left, that is, a friend stole a car. We drove off and were caught somewhere in the forest in a ditch.
Basically, you were sleeping.
Yes, that is, they took me because my friend was not in the car. I was lying on the passenger seat, that is, sleeping, and the patrol officers had already
What kind
taken
of
me
car
away.
was it?
Gas 66.
Uh-huh.
That is, they picked me up in the forest, brought me to the police station, and first booked me for a day. The next day I learned that we had beaten a man and accordingly he died in the morning.
It's clear.
And the investigator, when they called the investigator, already said, come on, in order not to incriminate a group of people, take on a more serious article, this 111th, you'll get less in the end. And the rest will attribute to your friend. He committed robbery, I think, and car theft and something else.
I see. How long did you serve?
The entire term.
What colony were you in?
Colony number 9, city of Petrozavodsk.
Petrozavodsk. Who were you?
A hard worker.
A man in shirt.
Yes.
What year did you come out?
In 2021.
In 2021. When all this happened?
On December 17th, a friend came back from his
In
shift.
2023?
Yes, in 2023. A friend came back from his shift, and accordingly, in December, we were drinking at father's, well, not at my father's, but at a friend's father's. There were drunk at his place. I don't even remember how I left home, that is to say, I woke up in the police station. Not even at the police station, but in the ambulance. They brought me in for an re-examination. They took blood for analysis, breathalyzer test. Accordingly, the police didn't say anything about me doing anything, and I didn't know anything. They simply brought me to the department, and
What
that was
happened?
it. They put me in a cell for a day. And that's it.
What happened next?
The next day I was brought up to the investigator, and so he said that I robbed some store there and also stole a car. That's why they'll open a case against me. The military commissar himself was already sitting with the chief accordingly, and so he suggested that instead of opening a case, I should sign a contract. The case would be annulled retroactively, so basically I go out on a contract and I'm clean in the eyes of the law. So,
Can you drive a car?
no.
How could you steal it?
I don't know, when you're drunk you could believe anything.
Cut. So, do you know how to drive a car?
No, I don't. I don't have a driver license.
And you never drove?
I've never driven one. As a passenger, yes.
The investigator told you stole a car? A land of talent and opportunity. Maybe you just don't know that you can
Maybe,
drive.
but I've never tried it.
Uh-huh.
The only thing I drove was a bicycle. Well, yes, I used to ride a motorcycle.
I see. Talent. It's just that when you're drunk, you don't know what you can do.
It may be so.
And where did they send you? On the 18th, right?
On the 8th, yes, we arrived in Petrozavodsk. The military commissar immediately took me to Petrozavodsk. It's already the 18th. There was a military office in Petrozavodsk. That's where they formalized it. They drew up the contract and everything else.
Uh-huh. How long did you sign for?
For 1 year. They don't give less there. They only give 1 year.
Where did you end up next?
We were taken to the training station. From the training station, we first went to Moscow with a transfer. We changed trains and went to Kursk.
Wasn't wearing a uniform.
No. I
What
wasn't.
happened in Kursk? How long was the road? 2 days?
Yes, 2 days. On the 20th, we arrived in Kursk, but a bus picked up us there and met us. And they brought us from Kursk at 30 kilometers, about an hour's drive. From Kursk to the training ground.
I see. What unit were you assigned to and what division did you serve in?
They assigned us to, I don't know which unit, but they brought us to Kursk. After Kursk we arrived, we spent a week in Kursk, and after Kursk they brought us to Toshkivka. Before the new year we left Toshkivka for Nizhnya Duvanka. And we were in Nizhnya Duvanka for about a month and a half. Some division. At first we were the first company. That is, we were in the first company. That is a motorized rifle, the 1st Tank Battalion. When we signed the documents in Kursk, it was written that I was a signalman. Well, in the end, I don't understand anything about this. I only encountered a transceiver here in Duvanka when I brought a transceiver. Well, they wrote a signalman. And in the end, it turns out that we were either stormtroopers or not, either riflemen or not riflemen.
When did you enter Ukraine?
Basically, when we crossed Kursk, Tishkovka,
On the 20.
on the 25th, 26th.
And what did you do in Ukraine?
Well, they brought us to Toshkivka. We were supposed to go to the training ground, somewhere in Toshkivka, 4 kilometers from Toshkivka. Some kind of field We were supposed to go to the field, that is shooting and the like.
Training ground and so on. So were you at the training
Yes, I was
ground?
there
How
once.
much did you shoot?
Probably 1 magazine, 2.
So, what happened next?
Then they gathered us from Toshkivka together and took us to Nizhny Duvanka.
How many people were there?
About 2 cars, that's about 100 people.
Yeah. Like 2 Urals?
Yes.
Continue.
We arrived in Nizhny Duvanka, and in Nizhny Duvanka we just sat in this dugout somewhere in the field. We drank, ate, and slept.
How long did you drink like this?
About a month and a half.
Until what period?
Until February. In February, we arrived in December, not even a month and a half, but a month. On December 31st, we arrived in Nizhny Duvanka, and until February 4th, we didn't leave Nizhny Duvanka anywhere.
And was it non-stop drinking there?
Yes.
All 100 people were drinking non-stop?
Not all 100, of course. The third company was sent somewhere on a mission, but we were still in the first company. We hadn't been assigned anywhere
How many
yet.
out of 100 people were non-drinkers?
About half.
Bad. Okay, I see. Did you have a combat mission on the force?
On the 4th, we were taken to combat mission. That is, we arrived at some kind of transit point, only 2 dugouts plus a bathhouse. We dug dugouts. And not for long. We dug for 3 days, then they gathered us somewhere on the 7th department. This is 10 people. And so the 10 of us went closer to the railway. Via the railway we arrived, we were given a guide, and we crossed the railway through a field. Somewhere further, we all walked for about 4 or 5 kilometers. We have arrived. They started giving us tasks. The senior member of the group was with us. The 3 of us were sent. And
That
so,
is, your department of 10 people was divided into groups?
yes,
And your group
Yes.
of 3 people left?
yeah. As soon as we got out of the car, we dropped the MRB,
What is MRB?
backpack,
Uh-huh.
food, sleeping bag, that's it. We've dropped it, and they sent us out with just rifles and whatever we had on us. Ammunition, magazines, a couple of grenades. They sent us on a combat mission.
What did they say about captivity?
They didn't say anything about captivity.
Got it. Okay, continue. You came, sit.
We came, we didn't sit, they took us away from the car immediately. We were supposed to get to a point where we were supposed to dig and observe, but we were brought to another point, to the granary, and that's all. They didn't give us any rest, no guide, nothing. They sent us away as is. Go ahead, there's the point, and then the man who lead us, he has topographic cretinism. We spent a day looking for where our point was. We ran across the field, we climbed through the bushes across the field, and
Found it.
we didn't find this point. Somewhere near the grain storage, there was a destroyed building. We sat there.
How long were you sitting there?
The guys were taken prisoner before me. They left somewhere around 8 or 9, and were taken
How
prisoner.
does it happen? You say they were taken how? The three of you were sitting at the green storage.
No, we weren't at the green storage facility. We had to walk about 300 meters from the green storage. We're on our way to the
Okay.
green storage.
Okay, you're sitting somewhere.
We were sitting in a ruined building under a porch somewhere. We settled down and needed to spend the night somewhere. We lay down, and the guys took of my group captive.
There were only three of
Three,
you.
yes.
Two were taken prisoner.
Yes.
How so? Were you in the house together?
Yes, together.
How was it?
There was a niche under the porch. They
Uh-huh.
lay down there, and I crawled into the basement.
They didn't see you.
They simply didn't see
How
me.
were they taken? Was there a fight?
No, there was no fight. They were asked to get out, and they did. And that's all.
Are they also in captivity?
Yes.
You don't say who is captive with you when you contact. And now you don't say. But they are alive in captivity.
Yes, they are alive in captivity.
All right, fine. And when you...
Me, I sat in this building for a while longer.
Did you hear that they are being taken away?
Yes, I already heard when their rifles were taken away. I didn't hear them being taken away. I fell asleep. And when I woke up, I already heard that the rifles were being taken away. And I was already afraid to get out. I lay in this building for about another day.
There was no food.
No, there was no food or water.
No water.
No water.
Is this the third day you haven't
Yes,
eaten
basically.
anything? So what next? Are they coming again?
No, there was no one else. The next morning, when it was already starting to get light at about 6 or 7 o'clock, I went out and went wherever my eyes led me. I just walked down to the road to the river.
When did your leg...
No, my leg hasn't hurt yet. I was already...
Okay, continue.
I was healthy. I wandered through the forest for about 4 or 5 days.
What did you eat?
Twigs bark. I found a rose hip and grows. The birds haven't
It's
eaten
gonna
it
be
yet.
nice shorts. We'll cut the video. So in the end, you didn't eat anything for 7 days.
Yes.
And when you walked, you ate branches.
Well, yes. Rose hips, berries.
And water.
When you go out into the field and when the snow falls into a hole, a puddle forms, and I drank from this puddle.
World's second military. Aren't you aware?
Maybe. And I drank this water.
What happened next?
Then I went back out onto the road and walked back to my building where I had left initially. I thought I would reach the green storage, and from there I would reach my own people, maybe. But in the end I walked and basically got lost. I got lost and passed by and met some people. At first I thought they were mine, ours.
Were you with the rifle?
Yes, I had a rifle. I went out to them. We said hello and chatted a little.
What language did they speak to you?
Russian?
Were you surprised?
No, why? When I was already captured, yes, then I was surprised.
What surprised you then?
That they do speak Russian after all.
You approached them, right?
Yes.
And what?
I asked for a cigarette.
How many of ours were there?
3 people.
And they were just standing.
Yes.
You approached them. This is the
No.
this is the most interesting part of your conversation. You talk. How was it at the moment?
Here I am walking lost. I'm walking along a path in the forest.
I'll smoke than you.
I was walking through the bushes and heard the crackling of branches. I crouched down to see who was moving ahead. I saw people. I kept watching closely, and my eyesight is also poor. Looks like our uniform. Green. The man simply walked, throwing his rifle over his shoulder behind his back. He just walked straight towards me. He saw me and was walking. I saw that he was ours. I stood up to my full height and walked out to meet him. We said hello and I chatted with him.
What were you chatting about?
I told him that I was lost, had nothing to smoke, no food, no water. He gave me a cigarette. He was mostly silent, didn't say anything. He looked at my rifle and touched it, then just took it off and took it.
Did he take your rifle off you?
He took it from me. He says, "Guys, I got him. Hold him. Control him."
2 more came?
Yes, 2 more people came from somewhere in the bushes. I was tied up. They took off the bulletproof vest, tied me up, and took me away. They put a hat over my eyes.
What unit were they from?
I don't know, they didn't introduce.
You can only contact your sister, right? Your older one. And she doesn't have a WhatsApp. You're calling a regular number, right? The time zone there is approximately the same as ours.
Yeah, there might be an hour difference.
How was war? Did you like it?
No. I don't know at all why I came here.
And what needs to be done for something to change for you? Maybe you all need to be killed? If you say that out of 100 people, 70 are bad, why do they need to live then?
Well, 70, this doesn't mean that they are completely bad or good. They're just lazy, I guess. They probably don't want to work anymore. They probably drink more. What kind of work is there mainly in Karelia? If you go to Petrozavodsk, you also need education there. And in education, we have completely different laws in Karelia. So what laws do we have in Karelia? If in Russia you can get 4 years under Article 111, Part 4, then in Karelia this bar is almost twice as high.
Why that?
Our jurisprudence is completely different. That is, we seem to belong to the Russian Federation, but also the Republic of Karelia. That is, we have a different law. That is, we even have a different flag. Not Russian.
Why did he go to die? Under what flag?
The military office called me up as the Russian Federation. Well, we have passports of the Russian Federation, and they send that there, like they show on TV on the news. But my sister doesn't watch the news, and neither does my niece. That is, if they are not interested in it, they do not observe it. The people who are there, well, my neighbor constantly watched this news. He discusses that Putin got involved in it for nothing. Why are they getting involved? Why did they get involved in Syria back then? They should have just stayed quietly in their own country. Why are you going there at all? It turns out that, as they say, war is a kind of business. That is, money is made from it. That is, this is the sale of weapons, the sale of something else. Earnings are being made. The government is simply making money of people. You were sent as cannon fodder under the pretext that you were fighting the Nazis and so on. And in the end, you arrived and understand with your own eyes that, yes, you're fighting not on your territory. So why the hell did he even come here?
So I'm asking you, why the hell did you even come here?
Well, I also regret that I got into this. I don't even know that anymore. This propaganda, this brainwashing of people on TV. For example, you say one thing and we say another. We have a big, large army there, and in the end, we got these guys from all over, from all these,
Villages.
yes, all the unwanted. The entire lower class, who are of no use to anyone, they are like trash. We are trash. That is, they gathered us together and that's it. And then just threw us here into the firing line. And whether you die or not, you will die for your country or not for your country. They are cannon fodder and that's all.
Who will win?
Justice will win.
What is justice?
Well, I don't think we'll win.
Why?
Well,
You're a very large country.
large. Large is a strong word. Well, yet the territory is large. Well, if that's how Putin does it, nothing good will come of it for them.
Traditionally, our prisoners of war turn to the cell of a broken Samsung to their fellow countrymen. Should they go here? Shouldn't they go here? If not, then why? If they should, then why?
You guys don't need to come here. It's not worth it. Well, first of all, this is not your land. And you're not fighting the Nazis. It's all propaganda. You're fighting against people who are not guilty of anything at all. They defend their land, their family, their country. And here we are, the occupiers, and we want to impose something of our own here. No need. Stay home. Get out of it, lie as you want. Don't get involved here. This is not yours. It's better to sit quietly at home with your family, as you lived before.
I would like to add on my own behalf that Ivan thought he is from an orphanage who served 11 years, drinking essentially almost all the time, but his thoughts are bright. Well, how bright? In the right direction. And yes, he summed it up correctly that the lower classes of society, and he himself called this number 70 to 30, they are simply picked up and sent away. And that's all. And while they won't be interested, what needs to be done to make them start to be interested?
Don't even know.
You didn't vote for Putin.
No.
And for whom?
I voted for Zhirinovsky.
For Zhirinovsky. Yes, that's all. Likes, subscription and comments help promote the channel.
Me.
Yeah, that's it. Who voted for him? Of the 100 prisoners, not one voted for Putin.
Everything is decided there. They say we're trash. They decided for us. Well, yes, someone will come. Old people, they will come. Oh, Putin, yes, of course, they will take the box for him. So what about these ballots? What are they? This is the piece of paper.
A piece of paper.
You can take a piece of paper, throw it away, and that's it. But in the end, everything has already been decided there anyway. This was and will be. That is, our decision does not change anything there. If there is some independent journalist or something else begins to express himself there in some, well, the same thing happens on YouTube channels. Yeah, they just disappear. They just don't exist.
You have a good country, right?
The country, I don't know, there is a chaos. Just like it started with Perestroika, this chaos has been going on ever since.